Hey guys, we'll be going in just a moment or two. AR, why don't you say a few words?
It's really funny. Pulled a Digimon. I had another sellable Digimon card, so I'm very happy about that. I pulled one today.
Uh, Dev, why don't you say a few words?
The words I would like to say are generally not family friendly.
Are they ever?
Are we gonna be talking about Dead or Alive again? Are we gonna
Well,
be talking about
I
cats
was
slashing you again, Dev?
well, it wasn't the cat that caused the most damage over the holiday.
Okay, are you guys ready to go? They can hear us.
Yeah.
They're prepared after last time.
Good job. Good on
Okay.
everybody.
Welcome to the Thule Podcast. We're here to entertain and inform a bit while talking about Digimon. I'm Mark. I run with Will and produce Digimon on Blu-ray.
I'm AR Pulver. Merry Crisis, everybody.
I'm Dev Hugh and I lived, bitch.
Which Crisis, AR? 1, 2, 3, or what was the
all
one?
of them.
Warzone? Warframe?
Warzone.
I was gonna say the one on the island, but that's like 3 of them. Uh,
I'm more congratulatory towards Dev for surviving the holidays.
I survived the holidays.
Yeah,
I survived the holidays also, and I finally get to stop stressing tomorrow with Digimon on Blu-ray finally being out.
But Dev works in retail, so it's a real
Oh,
challenge.
that's true. She could. I would say Dev could be dead, but it kind of feels like that's possible every week.
I mean, more so this week than
Yeah.
usual, and not
This
for
is
the reasons you would think of.
this is a double scoring week.
Yes. Yes, it is.
Yeah, I
Ha-
survived retail doing 12-hour shifts for an entire week straight, and my family trying to vehicularly assault me.
Oh, that's new.
Yes. I vaguely recall a night or two ago, in the middle of the night, getting a message from Dev. I believe the exact words spoken were, "My dad ran me over."
Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Yes, you did send that message.
yeah.
And I'm sitting there going, Dev's okay. I don't know how to respond to this based on that comment and Dev having a habit of being a shitter. Because the problem is, she said she's been run over, and she's apparently fine.
How do you get run over and be okay?
Because I was wearing very, very chunky boots, and thankfully the car tires did not crush my ankle.
That sounds like a 5-star review for that bootmaker.
Yeah,
Oh yes.
That
Yeah,
needs to be in a commercial or
that
something.
that that needs to be in the notes. We need to go, if you want the boot that saved Dev's foot, here, and this is an affiliate link.
Yes, an affiliate. Yes,
But yeah, so Dev's week has her surviving AR. How is your week?
that's fine.
Yeah.
It's pretty. Is very solid holiday
Yes.
weekend.
And I'm working on a surprise for later in the week.
I
Which we
have to hope it's a good surprise.
Yeah, it's a good
I hope it's
surprise.
not an isekai.
It's not like I'm just gonna show up and like run over Dev. That's already happened
Yeah,
in the holidays. I can't top that.
The surprises are making us work to a show next week.
We still may. They decide Christmas week they had to throw all types of shit at us. They may do that again. And
it's a possibility.
we
Most
start
of the
with
card
Ghost Game.
announcements are rehashes anyway.
Yeah. Episode 57, Ghost Taxi. We get there were enough OP changes this time. I wasn't sure how many of them were actually new.
I didn't watch the OP this week, so I
The-
didn't pay
like
attention.
I feel like at one point they actually used a different part of the, not the chorus, the at one point I thought they were using a different portion of Faction, but that may have just been that I haven't watched in like a month or two. But luckily, a number of people have actually noted the stuff that I went, oh, they might have changed that weeks ago, and I just forgot to check. And they're like, no, they have not changed it since Lamortmon showed up and was
We
added.
did have a new Digimon, so that does
Yeah.
track.
Well, that's the weird
Yeah.
thing was, they apparently multiple people said they actually had not priorly changed it for the new watches. They did
Oh.
now.
Hmm.
They added Siriusmon, they changed some of the Glueskamamon stuff, they changed the entire end screen is different now. And it has the main character, so you get all three kids, all three Digimon, all the evolutions, minus 2 blank spots with no silhouettes, which obviously can fit, and the most beloved Ghost Game character there is, Espimon. Espimon's in the main character lineup in the OP. I'm not sure he's shown up or done enough to like earn that.
Yeah, like Kotaro's more deserving, especially after this week.
Yeah.
He had a rough go of it.
Yeah,
For all they put him through, they should at least give him some acknowledgement.
I'm honestly torn about Kotaro this week, but we'll get to it in the episode. So
I mean, to be fair, it was another case of him causing trouble by being horny, but
yes. Although,
When isn't it?
so taxi driving near a church, a nun gets thrown out, drained and all dusty. Then Sarubamon grabs the priest. Nice to see the doggy again.
He's a good baby.
Here's the main issue with the dog. They should have gone with another one for a key reason. And I know why they went with him, because there was actually a relevant reason to. We had such a good appearance from him in 2020 that this time it's like, oh, he's just sort of there for most of the episode.
wasn't really a good appearance in 2020. It was
Yeah,
okay.
it was
it was a solid episode.
It was a good menacing appearance from someone who doesn't show up a ton, but there's a good reason he shows up here at least. And
Yeah,
then we get
that's
to the part
fine.
that everyone wants to talk about. Kotaro just walking around like, oh, got cookies from the girls. Hiro's
He's
trying to find train details, and then he starts flipping through photos. It's like,
just supposed to shrug off the fact that he's thirsty for Catholic schoolgirls.
I mean, at least this time he seems to have some sort of plan or relationship with them rather than just his normal plan. It just seems to be, I'm going to go somewhere and girls will certainly be there.
He does seem to have found the most success with the Catholic
Yes.
schoolgirls.
Which we don't have enough time to get into.
I don't want to. I have questions, but I don't want the
yes.
answers.
But hey, attack here.
Well,
How
the thing is, like, it's
okay,
an all-girls school, and they get really, really repressed.
so here's the weird, stupid part.
That's
Where did Hiro leave his phone exactly?
yeah, like don't you?
Somewhere.
Was
Like,
he recording it and like dropped it when an usher walked by or something?
yeah, that was the weird part. Like, I'm pretty sure you could have gotten Hiro away and
Like, they
easier
do-
than they do that all the time.
I assume they tell you to
But
turn off your
also-
cell phones and put them
I
away.
think it would have just like slipped out of his coat pocket
also-
when he was sitting
So
down.
here's the thing.
'cause, you know,
I
the
can
chairs are
I can
shitty.
appreciate plot necessity. Hiro having to be gone away, absolutely. Having to find a reason for Gamamon to stay there, absolutely. What was the reason Gamamon stayed? Was it just Hiro saying, Gamamon, you stay here, and then he ran off? I lost
Yeah, it
track.
just
Gamamon
Yeah,
was asleep and he didn't want to,
Okay,
disturb him by
It went
jostling
so
around.
quickly I honestly barely noticed. And then the taxi shows up, the priest is thrown out, a voice, I can't use, they aren't of use anymore. We get the green flames, a digital field grabs him, forces him to walk to the car, which is a weird touch, and he drops the cookies in the plot thread that always has to happen in every kidnapping episode, the random dropped item.
he
And
worked
then
so hard for those two.
And then Kotaro freaks out when the dog talks to him. The quote-unquote woman in the back demanding angels. The dog notes Kotaro was talking about angels and that he's been lying because he claims to not know. And of course, he's talking about the girls.
These Digimon really don't
Yeah.
get metaphors.
No, they really don't,
Yeah.
especially since they use metaphors elsewhere in the episode, which makes less sense. Kotaro's like, we will let you go if you bring us the angels, and they make him program the GPS. We get the little, I forget what they're called, the crowns.
Crest of
No,
yes, they're crests.
I thought they were called crowns or something weird that never made sense to me.
No, they're
Whatever,
still called
it's-
crests.
Whatever, it's Demon Lord crap. Let's go.
Okay. And then the car drives on its own, and for some reason they need a human in the seat. I don't get this part.
Yeah, it's interesting.
Because, he's
My
not.
guess is that it's just like, okay, due to safety reasons, you need an actual driver.
Okay, but the thing is
That's-
you can have the dog sit there or her sit there. They seem
They're
to be.
just
They seem.
qualified to drive.
They
They
seem.
yeah, I don't know. It's
And Hiro returns.
I don't know if the latest autonomous cars have protections if a cat climbs into the front seat.
I'm
and is,
pretty
like,
sure.
That's good enough for the autonomous vehicle.
I'm pretty sure.
Princess driving the car.
I
Princess
think it would just catch on fire automatically, which they do anyways.
just careens
And
off
then-
the cliff.
And then Hiro
Oh,
shows.
that's a Saturday Night Live gag I forgot about.
Hiro shows up, finds no one. He finds the priest, and he notices the dropped cookies. And then this is where the weird why drop the cookies if you're going to have him go there, realize they're not there, and then immediately have him call them? You don't actually need the cookies to signify that something is wrong when you have the half-dead guy.
It's sort of funny when you realize the implication that Hiro would totally believe that Kotaro and Gamamon would
Just-
walk off on their own,
It
but
ha-
not without the hard-earned
Yes.
cookies.
That's where the cookies actually a normal plot thing to do, except there's something actually happening there that would require him to make sure they're okay. And then Gamamon wakes up and answers the phone, and somehow neither of those two move to stop any of this. And I will act. Kotaro here is the smartest any of these kids has ever been. He starts yelling specific, usable information to Hiro before the phone can be hung up. He's actually going off and listing actual helpful shit. I don't think these
For
kids have
once.
ever once done this. Where like we normally get the call from them, they'll be like, something's wrong. It's some sort of monster, but I don't think it's a Digimon. Oh, hang up. Here he's like he just starts listing off stupid shit, and it like was weirdly relevant. And then
Oh, because they're trying
Series-
to take him to a secondary location.
Secondary location.
I hate both of
Street
you
Vault.
for taking the same fucking bit at the same time.
It was in my blog. I had a secondary
One brain
location bit
cell.
in my blog, so yeah. Whoop. High five, Dev.
Oh yeah.
And then Surumon holds down Gamamon. They seem oddly confused at the idea that they somehow got like they kidnapped both of them. Even if one of them was being held by the other, they seem shocked that a Digimon actually shows up. And then Kotaro's forced to drive, but they're in the wrong lane, but they're an actual ghost taxi, so that's fine. He then gets infected.
It's one of those where the instructions is make an illegal U-turn.
He tells
Off-road
Galmon
to
he'll
the
be
right.
okay. Lilithmon notes something's blocking her powers, and then the entire show stops to wink at us, going, yeah, you guys know.
Yeah.
And then Hiro calls everyone. Kiyoshiro freaks out about the ghost taxi. And then somehow the trio that are the most worried are Ryutamon, SVmon, and Aerodramon.
They're used to horrible shit happening to these kids.
And then a cop shows up. The Digimon hide. They start asking the kids
Surprisingly
questions.
actually.
And then
it's a cop that actually cares about his job.
But then Aerodramon screams from inside the trees to act as a distraction so Ginryumon can get the kids away. You actually have like characters who barely do anything actually like interacting and doing well.
Yeah.
And then Kotaro starts taunting them back in the taxi, which is weird. And then
we're now at the point where like it's really getting harder and harder to believe that Kotaro doesn't just say Digimon, right? Okay,
well, no, because at some point he also points out, well, why is the hologram in pain? And we get like that stare of like awareness from him, and from that point forward, the show does not make any comment on it at all.
Like, can we start to please make a comment on this, please? Yeah. Like,
then
tell him.
And then Kotaro notices Hiro's up there, and SVmon's actually helpful, and so's Aerodramon. And like, where has this team been of like these Digimon actually like working together and being coherent and everything?
Maybe they care more about Kotaro than the rest of them.
Aerodramon has consistently been good. Every time he shows up, he just doesn't show up often enough.
But the 3 times he's shown up, he's basically just been an Uber.
But he has a good personality, too. He either has a good personality or he's effective.
Well, he's trying to show up the taxi because he wants better ratings.
He also realizes he has to one-up
and then
to get consistent work.
And then we get the best moment of the episode where the show specifically looks at every hardcore Ghost Game fan, and Gamamon's eyes start to go black as he's trying to grab Kotaro. He looks at Lilithmon, he gets the black eyes, and then he stares at the audience and goes, gotcha, as his eyes go back to normal. Grabs Kotaro and flies away.
Any person watching that who thought he was going to turn at that moment.
Okay, I have to be clear. If you check, every fucking episode has people going, based on the preview and what we know of it, this is going to be the episode where Galoosh shows up. Every episode. Everyone.
Yeah, they do, and it's stupid, but this was done in a relevant manner.
See, no, but I'm saying, had Galoosh shown up here, it actually would have been relevant to what's happening.
I'm not blaming the show for fans being stupid.
This is the one time when it actually is like, we know you want to see Galoosh. No. And then
yes, but this is
like, give us the goth baby.
This one I'm allowing because this is what happens in this episode has the potential to be interesting. It's Ghost Game, of course.
I love the wording of potential. Then
I have to guard myself because it's freaking Ghost Game. And
then Sarubamon's upset that the hunt has stopped, and Gormon kind of tells the story of the angel hunt. I believe the story of the angel hunt was basically they hunt angels.
Yeah, that's
and then Jellymon's like
forward.
And then Jellymon like walks on screen to go, I can't fix curses. And then they both warp evolve for apparently no reason that I recall. And then Hiro remembers Bakuman. They're like, we haven't seen him in 15 to 20 episodes. Go get him. And Ginryumon rushes off.
That's the biggest problem with this episode is that we have so much of a stretch between relevancy between like Bakuman showing up and we've just had long stretches of
You
nothing.
have to remember the ring and everything.
If you tighten this up a little bit more, this episode's really good.
Yeah,
but this long stretch, the long expanse of desert that we've had really drags this down a little.
This is an episode that does depend on the rest of the series, but it depends on things that had minor importance at best, and you have to remember them. And they weren't that important because they maybe only showed up once.
This is an A episode in any other season, but with Ghost Game, it's a B.
And hey, look, werewolf mode shows up for the first time in anime.
Like, yeah, it's good, puppy.
That happened so quickly, for a minute, I thought I missed it. And then
it's kind of like a blink, and then now he's gone.
And then we finally get to see Espimon doing what he's doing best, being a distraction. And then Sarubomon's just annoyed at Lilithmon just starts laughing, and she's annoyed that her minion's been hurt. Espimon and Erigimon have to do the I can't move, I can feel the evil murderous intent. This is Dragon Ball Z. And then Gamamon isn't doing well, but we get a big burst of light that hits him, and Bakuman has arrived and he's undoing all the curses.
Bakuman just showing up like a badass.
Yeah, here's the thing. It was such a badass appearance. At first, I thought something else was happening. I wasn't sure what. Because, like, you had the big light from above and everything. It didn't really feel like, hey, that little thing that's shown up a few times is doing, like, the crazy light from the heavens and everything.
To be perfectly honest, being completely absent for 20 episodes, then showing up out of nowhere and doing something that badass is a total death flag. Bakuman is lucky to have survived this episode.
He gets to survive because he was the sidekick of the person who died. So he gets to survive to carry on the memory, although he should be wearing a lab coat.
It's try and reverse.
Yes. Yeah, and then I'm trying blah, 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 blah. I'm like thinking through my head of everything that happens. The perfects jump in. Lilithmon's annoyed. And then this is where the episode actually trips, because had they not done it last week, it might have mattered more. We were all brought to this world. They were sent with no rhyme or reason by some person. Wink, wink.
It was, I don't see, this is, again, where if we hadn't had this long expanse of nothing, this reiteration is appropriate pacing. Like,
no,
just give us a little more serious, Mon. Build it up just a little bit more. Don't go too far with it. That's okay pacing if we weren't so damn impatient.
Yeah. See, no, here's the thing. It's not impatience. It's that the show has built its way of doing plot, and now the show all of a sudden is pretending like it was doing recurring stuff throughout. And when it absolutely was not. And
it really wasn't.
And hey, look.
I don't even think it was pretending to.
No,
this is too relevant.
But that's what I'm saying.
This is two theoretically relevant episodes in a row.
No, but that's what I'm
happy for that.
But that's what I'm saying. The show made no attempt to pretend it was doing recurring shit. And now after hearing something for only the second time in 2 episodes, a character stops and goes, I've heard this before, as if we're supposed to take it as, like, a thing.
Something serious?
Yes, when it was only heard...
except with the time it was before was last episode.
No,
so
that's
good.
the issue,
that's
though,
fine.
Is it actually should be recurring, not just, last week. And then Gamamon warps to Kano Weissmon to protect Bakuman. The other perfects jump in and just kind of get the shit beaten out of them really quickly. Lilithmon's like, I'm going to finish this. And then we get Seriousmon. And wow, AR really called it that they weren't going to be smart enough to prep stock footage without Hiro. I believe AR 100% called that one. And even I was like, no, I'm going to give them more credit than that. There's going to be one without Hiro. And then I was watching it and I went, wow, I was wrong.
I bet the other two it's going to be the same thing. I bet they're involved in their sequences too. Because they always show up at the beginning to do their
here's the thing. There's an asterisk. I will accept anything that happens in the Amphimon evolution as long as she does the monkey in the
Yes.
King Gainer tradition.
We've established that.
Yeah, I'm
I
just
hope so.
reconfirming. I don't care what happens in that. They can literally have it should literally and it should also have Kiyoshiro doing it also.
That's unlikely.
That happens
He
in
is
the,
a huge weeb.
that
No.
happens in the OP for King Gainer. They can say it's some random anime that they both know and she happens to look like him and then they can do it.
No.
I demand it.
I'm not there. Nope. Not happening.
Yeah.
And then
Yes.
we get the plot and then God bless the franchise for always needing to go back to adventure. Siriusmon isn't used to fighting yet. But lucky for him, his armor is strong enough that it kind of doesn't matter.
Was that an adventure thing?
Yes. In
Was
fact,
it?
I think Adventure is the only one that's actually done that where
Frontier's definitely done that.
the second time the ultimates show up, Paimon beats the tar out of them and points out they're new. They don't know what they're doing.
Yeah, I don't remember that. Frontier's definitely
Yes,
done that,
I
though.
certainly do. It's just like, holy shit, why did our ultimates get their
Yeah.
asses handed to them? It's like,
Yeah.
the other ultimates are better.
Yes.
But that's actually good action stuff.
It is,
So
except that 5 seconds later they loophole it so it doesn't matter.
Well, yeah. I mean, he still has to win.
Yeah, and
it's some manufactured thing for him to overcome, which is fine. Like,
and then she's
give him something to deal with.
And then
don't have him automatically stomp all over everybody.
She's very amused that he's learning quickly. She mentions hunting the angels will be easier with him. She also calls him a bit slow. Siriusmon declines. Lilithmon grabs her flunky, opens the gate and leaves, and everyone's shocked that she can open a gate, even though we've definitely seen Digimon do that before.
That has been
and
recurring.
Also, she's a cat, so this is established that they just do whatever the fuck they want.
I mean, technically speaking, that could be the fucking cat for all we know. It's not. But
that would be such a good twist.
That actually is.
I should say
it would be funny if she was like, I want her in like the Uber outfit.
That would be I shouldn't say that's definitely a good twist. That is a twist you can make good. But they could definitely blow.
No, but like you could. That is like the evolution everyone would expect.
Expect is a stretch, but
I mean,
it is an evolution that is possible.
Okay, here's the thing.
They already draw her in cute outfits.
No, see, here's the thing, AR. You said that's a stretch, but because we saw that one crown, people are already theorizing that it's going to be the 7 demon lords at the end.
Oh, for God's sake!
Because we saw the crown for 3 seconds.
Wait. No, I have a better idea. What if it's the 7 demon lords, but all in different cars, and they have like super holy shit Mario Kart Death Race?
So what you're saying is at the very end, we hear action noise, and then we see a go-kart spinning in, and it's Seal spinning with her sword.
Yeah.
Also, am I wrong, or have we made this joke like in the last 2 weeks about just wanting Seal to just Mario Kart in?
We joked about CL last week in prep for this one.
And then God bless the episode for actually fucking off itself. And everyone's like, oh, some of the injuries weren't curses, so Theodismon can heal some of them. And then Kotaro wakes up, passes out because he thinks Ruli's an angel, and then they do not deal with anything that happened with Kotaro, where there's actually some like interesting shit that could have been discussed.
They really do they really should be dealing with Kotaro, but they never do. Everyone's fine.
This one I'm more negative because of that than say the friends. Because the entire episode, like, stuff is going different for him. And there's even a moment where I could swear you can see the clarity in his face when he realizes something.
Like, oh shit, maybe my dorm mate has a real live fucking dinosaur.
Well, especially since, as you said, wasn't Kotaro holding him and he was asleep?
I do also, yeah. Also, I do believe Lilithmon specifically referred to him as a Digimon while Kotaro was conscious in the car.
Yes.
Yeah.
He's like, no, he's a hologram.
Yeah, these friends go at their own pace. Like Rudy's friends have known something's been up for like 40 episodes now, and they haven't said anything.
Then Goramon is puffy, and Hiro flashes back to what Lilithmon said. It isn't a coincidence that Digimon are in the human world. Someone is sending them, which was an unnecessary flashback because he flashed back to Kuzuhamon
Last
saying
week.
it like 5 minutes before.
Yeah.
And then
Just trying to make sure everyone takes that away because short attention spans and all, because all the kids have short
TikTok,
attention spans. That's why we're so happy to have Bakuman back after 50 episodes.
And then
all the kids remember him, right?
They remember him from Try more likely than Ghost Game. And then Hero Study Files with Lilithmon. And the episode for me is weird. It's not wildly different. It's put together far more solidly. The clues are unfulfilling because there's no actual new information from any of the clues.
No.
And we have very little expectations of them actually fulfilling them.
No, see, that's a stupid thing.
I think
I do expect them to do shit with them. That's why I keep getting upset. I actually have the expectation that I don't expect random Digimon A that said it'd get back and bet revenge to matter, minus maybe like a group thing at the end. But like this shit, they need to follow up on this shit.
Two in a row, it's like this is real now.
This is the
they have to do something with this.
This is the most in a row Ghost Game's ever done, minus having characters just fuck off.
Yeah, this is to me it's an excellent follow up to the previous episode. It's just the pacing of Ghost Game is so bad that just a simple follow up isn't going to satisfy.
I feel like it doesn't work as a follow up for one key reason. There actually are plot connections that the show doesn't even mention. They were battling a holy Digimon who was causing not necessarily equivalent problems, but huge problems. And here, it's a demon trying to hunt holy things. Like, thematically, there should be some mention or connection or something if you're going to do those in a row.
Not necessarily.
No, I'm saying should. I'm not saying I expect Ghost Game to do it.
Yeah, I'm not. I don't care about that.
Well, you don't get a choice because in the cast, you don't get a choice because in the cast stuff they did that.
Did they? I mean, I don't remember. Was Kazuhamon referred to as was kind of, I suppose.
She was holy. That was her.
Holy?
That was her whole. That's her whole shtick, isn't it? She's a
divine pure thingy.
Yeah. If it was Sakuya, I'd be more on board with that.
But the entire setup was her in the Miko mode, which the whole thing there is a shrine maiden, which is a holy thing. It's not a stretch because that is
It's not quite angels though.
But they didn't use. It's
a different kind of holy.
See, here's the thing: Lilithmon said angels, but she also was very happy to go after Bakuman, who is not fucking angel. He's just a holy being.
Sure, but Kazuhamon's not angel.
But neither is Bakuman.
She's like, I'll take this.
Yeah, she's literally like, she's literally like,
it's good enough.
No, but that's my point. There is a direct connection to them that the episodes don't even point out. And somehow the casting pointed this shit out. Because Lilithmon is Mii Sonozaki, whose main Digimon role is in Adventure 2020. She's Taichi and Hikari's mom in every form of Tailmon.
There's your goddamn angel.
Yeah, that's my point.
Kitty.
So very long career. Can't even go over like 5% because of how much she's done. But Aya in Comic Party, Hazuka in Happy Lesson, Viola in One Piece, Gertrude in Strike Witches, Sora in Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc V. Some good video game and dubbed over roles though. You ready?
Yes.
Okay, the main big video game one is she's Crimson Viper in Street Fighter. Okay, dubbed over content. In Marvel content, she's Peggy Carter.
Oh.
And she dubs over Haley Atwell in a bunch of other things. She also dubs over Alicia Cuthbert, Kirsten Dunst, Jordana Brewster, Anne Hathaway, Rose Byrne.
Gets around.
And in something that just came out, she's Birdie in Glass Onion in the dub. In the Die Hard movies, she's John McClane's daughter when she's grown up. And are ready for the best three that I left for last?
Yes.
She's Daphne in the live-action Scooby-Doo movies.
Okay.
That's amazing.
She's Lois Lane in Smallville. And I'm gonna get a sip of water before the funniest one. She's Eve in Wall-E.
Wally.
Okay.
barely remember Eve having a voice, to be quite
She
honest.
did. It was very tuned and robotic.
Yeah. To be fair, they did that to her as Dark Knightmon also. And as I recall, they didn't even credit her as Dark Knightmon until after he was dead to not spoil
that was a spoiler, yeah.
Because they had revealed she'd be Tailmon from the beginning, which was actually fun because everyone just assumed it was like a robot generated voice.
Yeah.
That's what we thought also.
Yeah, and then Saburamon is Tomoyuki Shimura. He has not been in Digimon for a long time and only had one role. Are you ready? In Frontier, he was Trailmon Buffalo. Lots of roles.
I forgot in Japan all the Trailmons were different voices.
Oh, okay. Lots of roles here. Only a handful. 1 or 2 specifically tuned for laughs. Are you ready?
Yes.
Takuro and Bakumon. Tenjiro in the currently running version of Bleach. Yusuke in Darker Than Black. Yuichi in various Initial D films. He's the father in Kiss X Sis. And in Lupin the Third Part 6, he's Inspector Lestrade. And in dubbed over content, he was in Horrible Bosses and he's Iced in The Witcher. Yeah. And then
amazing.
And then next week we get episode 58 Pyramid, where Mummymon shows
next
up.
Week.
Yeah, not next week. The next episode, which is the 8th. I always have to, because for us it's the 7th, because it's so far off that based on where you live.
Shenanigans.
Yeah. So it's in 2 weeks.
It's in 2 weeks.
And we definitely will see Mummymon.
Yes.
Which is easy to remember because he's the thumbnail to the preview.
It's a damn pyramid. Of course you're going to see Mummymon.
See, here's the problem. Ghost Game's done this shit before where they set up the theme fits a Digimon and then it just doesn't show up.
Suppose it could have been a Mesoamerican pyramid, I suppose.
That's actually true because we've only seen that there's a pyramid.
No, the pyramid is definitely Egyptian.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're right, because there's a scene where it's building. No, you're right.
Yeah, we see the pyramid in the preview.
No, you're right. And that's it for Ghost Game. And then it's been Christmas. Made a thread so people can comment on. And Ricardo Lindo messaged both on the forum and to me that he realized something odd. It's actually 20 years in universe since we're at the end point of 02. Because of where the timing was on Christmas and everything, and it not being when it actually was the show running. We're in the odd position where it's one of the few Digimon shows that is quote-unquote now, but actually was a bit further, so
yeah,
we're at that point now where it's 20 years past it happening in universe.
Mm-hmm. I think the Facebook of Digimon screwed that up.
Oh, it did on Twitter also, because the whole thing was
20 years ago. This episode aired
no. That wasn't the part that I thought was screw. Actually, I need to check because you may be right. I may have been so focused on the other fuck up that I actually missed that one.
Oh, I mean, if they were referring to the dub of the episode aired in March.
Okay, on Twitter, I'm gonna read the tweet and you can tell me if you catch the issue. 22 years ago today, a star was born.
Oh, okay.
No, actually, it was the first airing of a very Digi Christmas where we got to finally meet up with the original Digidestined once again.
Yeah, that was double 2 issues with that.
There's a few issues.
One is that the episode is a very Digi Christmas. The dub episode aired in March or something. It was not aired nowhere near Christmas, and it was not the first time we.
In fact, I think it didn't. It was the day before Christmas in Japan, but also they post tweets it as if we hadn't seen them.
Yeah, that's
when
the other thing.
I believe this is the end of the end or the beginning of the World Tour arc, and we saw them plenty right before that.
We saw them plenty all season.
Oh, I know, but that's what I mean. If they'd shown up only at the beginning, you might be able to go, okay, that counts.
No. Yeah, that was the 2 issues with that one. I didn't catch it. I thought they said 20 years ago. If it was 22 years ago.
To be fair, it's possible on Facebook they did. Facebook.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't. I thought I read 20 on Facebook. They may have changed it for all I know.
That's possible. I'm pulling up their horrible Facebook.
Well, it's not possible on Twitter.
They could pay for Blue.
I hope not.
It says 22 years ago on Facebook, but yeah,
Okay.
they could have erased and deleted or edited or whatever.
Okay.
So Merry Christmas and all that jazz. And then we have music stuff. So the digital single for Makuake is out. I listened to it even more. It's weird. It's not a bad song. It does not fit as like the big bombastic. And I said this last week, but even listening more, I'm like even more in that view.
It's a solid song.
It's more as like a perfect evolution, not ultimate.
Yeah, a
you,
little
you
bit.
Need,
It's
here's what you needed for that song. The first time you hear it should be with Simbari Aingoramon doing kung fu.
It
Like
reminds
timed
me
out
of
to the
like
beats.
it reminds me a little of like Evo from Tamers, which is not the first one and not
I feel like
the last one.
I feel like Evo has that bombastic feel though. That this is
Not
Yeah,
as
kind of
Evo
missing.
much.
slapped. I'm
Not as
sorry.
Evo's a good song. It's just not. It's not as powerful as some of the other ones. It's not like One Vision.
I don't
or
know why,
anything.
but the exact moment I said that in my head, I started to hear the beats from With the Will for no like
No,
because
that riff is fantastic.
yeah, but
Nothing's touching
yeah, that
riff.
does not fit there. But yeah, the song's fine. I don't think it works where it is though at all.
No.
Now here's the thing. In the last episode, they may use it in some way where it will work, but for now, absolutely not.
It would be a solid song if it was like an extended montage of them just kicking the crap out of Hero's dad.
Yeah.
Just 5 minutes of them beating up Hero's dad. That's the song to use.
And then we get the OST in February. Pre-orders are open for that. I would like to see a full track list sooner rather than later, but we will see. And then the DigiFest covers were released digitally on Christmas, as said. These are, in fact, proper studio recordings, not just recorded from DigiFest.
That's fun.
Very nice.
Various platforms have them, including a few that are not impossible to deal with internationally. And then Feel Me put up products for the Frontier stuff. As they tend to do. These will be available through January 16th. So the acrylic art being like a vertical format of the art, that makes perfect sense. Then we get the acrylic art, which I don't feel it, but I know why people like it. The acrylic stands, I need to see all 12. Because I actually think the art works really well with the stands, to be honest.
But
I need to see the rest.
Stands for sure. Not as the buttons are pretty ordinary.
Yeah. Then we get I need to see more about that changing keychain. It looks like it's supposed to be a not hologram, but
lenticular.
Yes, lenticular. I think I would like that more than a flip around, but I would need to see it.
I know lenticulars always have a funky texture to me.
That's
I'd hate that on a keychain.
But that's the thing. You can actually cover the front if you want. That's why I need to see more to see what I think of it. Because normally you get the little the triangle thing.
Yeah, little ridges on it.
Yeah,
but it
that's the weird.
That's the weird.
That's awful if anyone were to actually use that as a keychain.
Well, here's the thing. It's terrible as a keychain because a lot of times the keychains are like for a bag, and that will actually shave down the material over time.
Yeah.
So the nice thing here is I always have that copy paste thing for the intermediaries. Andy Guitar, the distributor of these, actually puts a built-in intermediary thing on their site, so you don't have to deal with anything if that's not your thing and you want to order stuff. So I want to see someone get the fucking canvas art. Then continue on. Next order. Pre-orders are open at Amazon for the physical Switch version. Nothing really to comment here. I would still say $60 is a horrible fucking price for it.
Yeah, not a chance.
I think 40 would be a bit of a stretch, to be honest.
At this point, maybe. Yeah. 30 seems about where I'd go.
I would
say a launch price.
I would say you could probably get away with 35.
Yeah.
But 60 just seems too much to me. They're that desperate to try to have the game finally make money, huh?
I mean,
then, sorry, go ahead.
Almost free money at this point. They might as well get what they can.
Yeah.
It'll go on sale eventually.
Oh, no. See, here's the thing. The Steam version's gonna go on sale plenty, and then that's when we're all gonna grab it with like 20 or
yeah,
25.
it's like what the spring sale's like a month away from that. Watch it be like half off.
To be fair, they did it with Survive.
Yeah.
Survive was a little more time between that. That was like July to what, November?
True.
Like I'm talking February to like
Yeah.
March.
And then card previews. We're going to be going a bit quicker through these because they're enjoying the reprints as they should. But okay, so first up, we get the reprints of the Zeromaru, Vidramon, and Taichi cards, which those weren't easy. They were available in one issue of V-Jump, and that was it. We get Gumimon and New Art of Hero. Hero is drawn way too heroic here for that character. Also,
They should just throw him just not giving a fuck whatsoever.
It's sort of it's the opposite of the Tiger card where Tiger is Tiger and Hunters and he's like weirdly emotional and resolute in his card, and with Hero it's the opposite where he's just kind of blah in the series and here he's badass.
And also, they should really recolor that watch before this is out.
Yeah.
Then we get reprints of Metal Greymon, Toy Agumon, and Megadramon from various boosters and starters, and a new art of Gamamon. I think we saw this art in V-Jump, did we not? I think.
I don't know.
I love the candy art, though, I have to say.
Yeah.
It's very pretty.
Then we get Omegamon, Koromon, Greymon, new cards of Battle Gamamon and Kano Weissmon. The Kano Weissmon's weird, and I'm not sure why. It's nicely detailed, but like I don't get what he's doing.
It also uses the space kind of weird.
Maybe that's just what it is. People seem to really like the Battle versus Galoose art.
Yeah,
it's very fun.
Yes. And I still like that Booster 5 Omegamon art. I don't know why, just like the composition on the card works really well for me. And then Red and Blue Memory Boosts, Arrow Vidramon, and UL Force Vidramon for Zeromaru. Those came with, that was like the first anniversary magazine catalog thing, I think. Is what I think those were from.
There's so many cards that just blur together.
Yeah, the yellow and green memory boosts. And then we get, God bless them for coming up with a new type of card. We get Agumon and Greymon cards. These are new cards with new numbers and new arts. Identical effects to old promo cards, and for deck building purposes, they're considered the promo cards. So I don't get why you wouldn't just do new parallel cards.
Yuck. Yeah.
I mean, I don't get why add the complexity of this is a new number, it has new art, all the text is otherwise identical, and it has little text saying here that for deck building it counts as that old card.
Yeah, that's annoying.
It's complexity for no reason. If there
I
is
guess it was like a desired card for deck building, but they, didn't want to make it just another promo.
But that's the thing. It is just another promo. There's the other half of these cards are just reprints of promo cards. You could easily just have it be a parallel card to them. Adding in the weird complexity of when you're building the deck, it counts as the other number. And here's the thing.
Just use the other number.
Yeah. Here's the thing. It could be some weird card thing we're unaware of, but why not?
That's what I assume.
But but that's the thing. They've done parallel cards of promo cards before.
But were the other parallels actually promos as well, or were they like regular booster?
I don't remember at this point, to be honest. But like right next to them in the previews are other promo cards, so that's why I kind of don't care. Unless here's the thing: if you play a card game, there's an actual reason for this we don't know. Please correct us. I would 100% accept almost any answer that made sense. Then we finish off the memory boosters with black and purple, and then we get reprints of 3 promo cards: Pico Devimon, Karamon, and Diablomon. This was the Diablomon card that they made the thing where you had to have markers to like clone him, I think.
That sounds familiar.
Like I think they had printout ones also. Then Sumamon, Upamon reprints, also Terriermon, Chumon, and Shakomon reprints. I still love that Terriermon art so much. Like he's drawn like extra round.
It's just as squishy.
Yes. Card Battle showed off various previews, including Grumon and Where Grumon. These were, I think, V-Jump promos from like right when the card game was new. I think it was right after the V-Tamer ones. Or the, V-Tamer. We got new card of Gamamon, which is another one of these clone cards.
Oh, goody.
Yeah. Where, in
It's
fact,
very bright and happy
oh,
color.
I fucking love the art. The art's great, but like, I'm in the same state of mind as AR at the moment, where it's kind of like it goody because it's just complicated to deal with. Most of the V-Jump previews we've seen elsewhere, but the original Pulsemon card's being reprinted, and we get a new card of Numamon. And we have not. I think Numamon, the last time he showed up in the card game was like Booster 2 or Booster 3. One of the most beloved Digimon has not shown up enough. And then
I gotta compare that Pulsemon with the one I got. I got a Pulsemon for Christmas, and I was very happy about it.
yeah, there were at one point they did like 3 or 4 Pulsemon promos in a row. I don't remember if they were the same card in parallel of each other or not, though. So I'd be interested to see in the end how that one matches up with what you have, because I don't remember what that came with in the U.S. And then we have all the clean parallel cards for Booster Set EX04. That also showed off the final box topper, which is a parallel card of Defeat from Booster 5 with a silver background, but the same art. And we also have printable playmats. And they don't look fucking horrifying if you zoom in. Although, the more I look at the Alter S one, the more I kind of wonder if I should have cleaned that up. There's some weird aliasing on that one that I did not pay attention to. We have better images of the Amphimon and Dilbitmon promo cards from Psycho Jump, who put them up since that issue will be out in a few days. Not a lot to say because we got half decent ones before. I still think the better design of these two is Amphimon.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, because the mech anime theme that we have throughout her evolutions actually works really well. And that
Dilbitmon's just some dude.
Dilbitmon's just kind of standing there.
Dilbitmon is less interesting Sakuyamon with swords.
He's not quite T-posing.
Depends on the T-pose. There's some where it leans down slightly.
He's just a Fate Stay Night character.
Ooh. That's horrible reference. We got the cards for the 2022 final championships in Japan. It's the same Doraemon cards. We got the English equivalents of last week. And then also the Greymon ones from English last year. I don't recall if that ever ended up happening in Japan. So that may be why they have 2 sets. Yeah. So those will be given out.
It's hard to keep track of all this.
Yeah. I had to clean up that Greymon one, though, because holy shit, the compression on that one was fucked. that one was just, like, completely broken. We have good preview images of the new sleeves. Now that they're not tiny, you can actually appreciate the art on these. And I
want the Miria one so badly.
Yeah, the Maria one's great.
Well, remember, it's a set. You have to buy them all. You don't get a choice.
That's okay. The others are fine too,
Yeah.
but...
So these are out now, I believe. It's either now or in a couple days. I forget. I think it's now, though. Fun Digica did their unboxing of cards, trying to see what they'll get. Card Battle finished off their Christmas episode, and the prize was that it modified how many prizes they were giving away for that event they announced last week. No, that we announced that they were doing.
Oh.
That they were doing that Christmas giveaway thing. Yeah. So in the end, it looks like the loser set is only doing 5, the winners are doing 15, or the reverse. I don't recall. It's been a few days since I did this. But yeah. It is very weird every time they try to do the end of the year show, but they have to like do actual news stuff, but they kind of can't because end of the year. So they kind of just do their best. And then pre-orders are open for the Shine Greymon kit.
I really want to get that one.
I know it
but
really looks
it
good.
will have to wait
And
until money.
and I don't recall if it was Dev who said it or someone else. They pointed out something stupid. Are you ready? If you know anything about Gundam, you look at this kit, it actually brings to mind one specific Gundam. More than any other, it's probably Freedom.
It was not me.
Okay, I didn't think it was yours. I'm going to look up who the voice of that is.
Oh no.
Gundam Seed. I will pull up a list of actors. Okay, the original Gundam Seed on TV. If I pull up the voice of Kira Yamato, oh, it's Soichiro Hoshi. Guess who he is?
We can't possibly do that.
Masaru.
No.
How dare you?
Huh.
I assume that's by accident because it doesn't
Yes, that's by accident.
It doesn't really look like the Freedom Gundam, but it has like some odd.
Did they even design Shine Greymon when they?
Well, no,
cast
I'm talking about the
Masaru?
kit, not Shine Greymon specifically.
Oh.
I'm saying there are specific the fin stuff on the back is like a very thing from that Gundam, and
Yeah,
isn't.
They're not designing a kit to be a voice actor reference.
They've done it before.
In a different
I wouldn't
franchise?
put it
No,
past
as Maria's mentioned on Twitter a few times before, some of the references to stuff when he's been helping redesign stuff for these kits, a few things actually are anime references, and I believe he did the SD Gundam Seed comic, so it's actually possible this was on purpose.
Anime references, yes.
I would not put it past.
Buying this is based, inspired by Freedom. That I believe, but the
Oh,
voice
no.
actor connection, not so much.
I don't know. I'm not saying it is, but that those characters actually have a connection is strange at all.
It's a fun train wreck of thought.
Yes, and then we have the poll that exists because the last poll was broken by Butterfly. And the results were actually more interesting than I expected, to be honest.
I wish they'd give us percentages on these.
Oh, there's no way in hell they were ever going to.
Hurt some feelings. Don't be cowards.
So, biggest streamers number 2, which is what we said. Target shot up to. I'm going to use the places here because it's going to be too confusing trying to keep track back and forth.
Sure.
Target's number 2 on this one. Fire dropped to 3 because it was.
So a Target and Fire basically switch places?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Faction jumped up, which is expected because it's the one currently running. Harari still about where it was
Solid.
before.
Yeah.
The weird one is Stand Up.
Stand Up took a jump.
Yeah, it really
All
took
right.
a jump.
Okay, but Stand Up is fucking amazing.
No, it is. But you would
It
think,
is.
But you'd think it would be the
Never
same
Give
one.
Up show up on the last one.
Yes.
And I was like, no, do not do karaoke of that one. Have you heard the full song? Stand Up is a good karaoke song.
Yeah, and then Unidentified
That's a
Airship
really
pops
good
up.
karaoke song now that I think about it.
That was the one that I most expected to appear on this one, to be honest. Was Unidentified
Yeah,
Airship.
there's no way it was beating out a Butterfly because you could only vote for one.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah.
So
Unidentified Airship's an okay.
So interesting results there. And then we have a new poll, and it's not that it's boring, but it's boring compared to some of the ones we've had recently. It's the 4th hey, which Ghost Game guest Digimon did you like most? And since
this one doesn't have like an overwhelming, like there's certainly ones that I'd put above some, but there's no Paimon on this one.
Yeah, I keep looking at this one to see like who do I think is.
I think Dark Knightmon's has an edge.
I think it's somewhere between Dark Knightmon, Maycrackmon,
Maycrackmon,
Ballmon,
yeah.
Lilithmon, and maybe Bastamon.
I think Kazuamon is in the
See,
conversation.
she is, but is she? I don't think she's in the conversation because Kazuamon. I think she's in the conversation because it's Purple Sakuyamon.
Yep.
That's good enough.
Oh no, absolutely. I'm just pointing that out.
Purple Sakuyamon is in the conversation every time.
Yeah. And I will say I appreciate that while some of these are doubled up.
I mean, we're not talking about Chamblemon for being Purple Mushmon, but we are talking about Purple Sakuyamon.
I will say I appreciate that while a few of these have more than one per episode, they do not try to cheat Kuzamon by having both her modes.
Oh yeah, no, that would be.
Yeah, that would. Yeah. So I'm curious to see. And interestingly, they actually listed Octomon as Octomon and Fujitsumon
Oh, nice of them.
as a single entry. So that's a cute little thing. So
yeah.
yeah.
Otherwise, I think the ones you named are probably.
Yeah. I'm trying to think. Is there any? There's one other one that I think could be a surprise, but I don't expect it. People seem to like the Witchmon episode, even though we did not. So I think you could get.
Well, because Witchmon was funny.
Yeah,
she was an asshole.
Yeah, I think
I don't think Witchmon's gonna keep up with the others.
I don't think she will either, but I think it's possible.
It's a literal cat fight.
Yeah, and then so the Angemon kit finally has a release date. They had said January from when it was first announced, but it's January 14th. So that is just a couple weeks. I still really think this is an amazing looking kit, especially for the price.
I definitely know people who would buy it just to steal parts off of it for other kits.
Well, remember, even ignoring the advantageous exchange rate, this is under $25. And then no specific preview of it, but if you wanted to see that when Bandai did their card game event, they put up the event in pieces, and Digimon has its own full thing, which we put up also. Most of the news from that has been covered by this point, so it's mostly just interesting if you just want to see how they presented it. And then, God bless 7-Eleven, more prints.
Yay.
This time, it's episodes 46 through 50. I actually think the selections here is actually pretty good, to be honest.
They typically have done a good job with these.
Yeah, they have.
Makes the episodes look more interesting than they actually
are. Yeah, that's the weird thing is looking at these.
That's what Ghost Game does best.
Here's the most
individual snippets of each episode look ridiculously interesting.
Well, that's the thing is they've been kind of boring with the previews at the end of the episodes. And these make them look more exciting than the actual previews have.
Well, that's because they don't want to show they don't want to give away the really good stuff.
To be fair, they gave away Lilithmon last time.
That's not I meant the tortury stuff.
Yeah, I guess so.
That's the fun part.
But it's not like those show up in the cards. I mean, look at the episode about Chamblemon. It gets one slightly creepy image from the prince, and the rest are like, here's Thetismon, here's Kyoshiro, here's the wedding dresses.
These just have a good job of so many of these are makes you wonder what the context is.
And we also get the most important print, Esprimon being electrocuted. Yes. In fact, that's him being electrocuted by his allies. That's not him being attacked. That was Tesla Jellymon electrocuting him, using him as a bridge to fuck them up.
Do it again.
Good times. That's been his main relevance. And then from Jump Festa, we get to see the print, because they always have prints of every currently running manga in the Jump magazines. They have a very nice print of Dreamers, which I like. Then they have a new Shikishi from Tenya Yabuno there. I feel like I saw a low resolution clean image and a high resolution one was going to be coming soon, and I've been kind of waiting for him to put it up. I like the image. The weird tiny Pulsemon feels like he wanted to draw a Ritsu and then went, I should include Pulsemon.
Yeah, Ritsu's so good in that though.
I know, he looks fucking amazing in that. Then Toei Museum put up a few different things, actually, which was interesting. First, They've added a Digimon-themed vending machine near where the hit in the wall is. And of course,
I wonder if it's full of eggs.
when I say Digimon-themed vending machine, I mean adventure. And you can see all the drink samples, so you could actually see there are no eggs. But if you're at the Toei machine and you follow the evolution footprints, you can buy a can of Monster. I should note, I originally did not look and see Monster, and then someone mentioned, I'm like, wait, what? I'm like, I see Red Bull. It's like, oh, there is a thing of Monster up in the corner.
There is a thing of Monster on there.
Yeah.
That's
So you get that. They also took pictures of an Agumon and a Patamon plush with the vending machine, which I don't know why I'm so amused by those. And
They're
then,
gonna break into it.
yeah, then the
You
statue
think
of
they carry money with them?
wait, what was that?
You think they carry money with them? They're totally breaking into that thing. They're
I
gonna
want to
take
see
the
how
fuck over.
I want to see how Patamon breaks into that thing. Agumon's self-explanatory, but Patamon might have a struggle.
To be fair, just do a boom bubble to the side and it'll pop over.
That work?
And then the Savers Agumon statue on display was given a Santa outfit.
Ah,
It's very festive.
Yeah, it's a very neat little outfit. And they also put up a little video showing the Digi-Egg hatch, the footprints, and then revealing the vending machine. And then one of the more interesting things was, and this doesn't always happen, we had an actor comment on old social media art. Meiso Nozaki quote tweeted the old image of Ophanimon and Lilithmon trying on sunglasses.
forgot how
And
good that art
yeah,
was.
and she actually noted that, they were said to be the same originally, and during recording they joked about how Tailmon could evolve, and she actually mentioned that when she first saw that image, she didn't think she'd be voicing both of them. And I actually checked the date of when the original one was. It was late September 2019. That may have been right around when she was actually cast.
Huh.
Because that would have been months before we knew the show existed, because they only told us, like, pretty close to it airing, and then we knew the cast, like, immediately. She may
Big
have...
surprise, Nick.
It's actually very possible she was cast at this point. So, yeah, so it was weird, because she actually tracked it down and quote tweeted everything. It wasn't like a coherent promotional tweet. It was just kind of pointing it out. And yeah, I also forgot how good that art was.
It's adorable.
Yeah. So weird little casting gag on that one, but a very fun one, I think. And then we get some art. So first up, we get the episode art, which is Lilithmon and Sarubamon. She's in a Santa outfit, and he has Rudolph Rednose.
He's a good puppy.
Really good art. Yeah, he's really enjoying the neck rub. And then we also got Christmas art from a couple days before that of Santa Black Tailmon Uber delivering presents on a sleigh pulled by Moosemon.
Of course it is.
And
well, you notice that that and Lilithmon are wearing the same outfit.
I don't think it's the same one.
Yes, it is. It's totally the same.
For conspiracy theories purposes, we're gonna say yes.
Okay, I will agree to that, because it definitely does not have the straps on the top, on the arms.
Not from that angle.
Not from any angle.
That's the business form. That's not lounge form.
But yeah, both pieces of art are really good.
Somebody please draw Uber with the Lilithmon Santa outfit. In that pose.
No, but here's the thing that has to be clear. It has to be oversized on her, as if she would actually evolve and the suit would not change at all.
Oh no.
And she's still gonna have that.
Tempted.
She's still gonna have the one fucking hat on too. Is the best part, the Uber hat. And then we have questions. You guys in chat can start throwing those up. We'll start with the ones that were sent in ahead of time. So I want to know, with the model kits hitting Savers, what other less seen main characters do you want to see amplified kits for?
Zero Maru.
See, I don't know if Zero Maru will work for amplified because it's specified amplified.
Oh yeah, they can make a like even spikier future mode,
But
whatever.
I don't know if I feel that will be Zero Maru though. Is the thing the issue I have. Like
I'd like to see Arrestor Dramon. I think that'd be interesting.
Arrestor Dramon would work good for amplified, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Although there's an argument to be made that already exists. That could just be superior mode. I'm trying to think. Oh no, As Maria works on them. No, you can't do Jasmine Ask Maria. He's already been redesigned spikier twice. Okay, I'm trying to think.
It'd just be like a caltrop at this point.
I'm trying to think.
Just a sea urchin.
Trying to think who would work good with that, like mech. Oh, okay. This is a cheat answer, but I think it works. Globemon.
Yeah, that'd be fine.
I was trying not
to say app. I'm like everyone's expecting me to say an app.
And if they do Globemon, we'll have to talk about which Gundam is he based on. Yeah. I'm trying to think
not to be predictable.
I know. I'm trying to think like who else. I guess the actual cheat answer would just be saying Susanumon.
Yeah, that one's already a Gundam as it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be as into that one as an amplified.
Oh, that made me think of a good one. Are you ready? Vritramon.
Ooh, that one I definitely would like.
I like that more than Susanoma.
Taking the dragon design and making it really mecha, it would actually work really well, I think.
Yeah.
Especially like the flame wings.
Yeah, that would work super fucking well. Let me see. Okay. Ian asks, with everyone in Ghost Game evolving straight to perfect, why would Galus Gamamon be a more logical choice than Regulusmon for the next time Gamamon goes dark? I think this is us looking from a story perspective. They haven't dealt with Galus, and obviously dealing with him will be the end game for the show. But I feel like you need some sort of explanation or thing from him. It can't be from a new face. It has to be that face.
You have to have Galus back before you do Regulusmon. Yeah. Not everyone has
now, here's the thing.
information on the vital bracelets.
Now, here's the thing. There are ways to cheat that. You could somehow have him and Gamamon separated and have Regulus show up and them not being sure it's him, and then later on he reveals it was him and it's Galus. But I need the explanation from Galus first.
Yeah, you need to have Galus show up at some point to bring it over into Regulusmon. Just having Regulusmon show up again it would be far-fetched to have just Regulusmon show up and them not knowing who it is, but you do need to bridge that over.
Yeah, and okay, Allison asks, why not Gaiamon from Atmon? I assume this is for the kits. I feel like Gaiamon's a bit too human in build.
Yeah.
So the amplified kit basically goes to like, oh, his mask will be fancier, or maybe they'll give him some neat armor. I don't have an issue if we get like a Gaiamon amplified. It just in my head, it doesn't quite fit the vibe those need to get like where you're basically taking what you already have and going, how do we make this cartoonishly mecha?
Hadesmon might be fun though.
Oh, that's not a bad one. That's not a bad idea actually. Yeah,
of all the god mode forms, I think Hadesmon would be the most interesting.
Yeah, because Hadesmon is a very pointy mecha-ish thing, and you can do a lot with that without changing the overall look.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the case of Gaiamon, I think it's just too much of like a godly hero type thing. There's definitely stuff you can do with it. It's just not the one that comes to mind for me.
Yeah.
And then someone wants to know, how was Christmas? And I should note, this was not the way the question was worded. I wrote it. The question was, how Crimbus?
I had a very good crisis, thank you. I got I got a very nice wood. I need to take a picture of this. I got a nice wood etched coaster with a Gabumon on it. That's kind of
Ooh.
pretty. Yeah. Nice felt bottom so it doesn't mess up my desk. I also got the gift box for the card game, which has a nice with one with the acrylic stand of Impmon and
Oh,
Gilmon.
the kit thing.
Yeah, the gift box, yeah, with the 5 packs and
Yeah, that looks nice.
yeah. The funny thing is the 5 packs, like, solid cards in it. Like, it's nice. It's some fun cards in there. Nothing of value.
You know we're getting it for the acrylic stands.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
But then I went to a game store today and just picked up another set, and that's the one that had the secret rare in it.
Which character?
Imperial Devon Paladin.
Oh, that's a good one.
Nice.
Yeah.
I went to families, saw nephew and niece, got to see the amusement of nephew wandering around with goldfish crackers and being more interested in those than the presents.
That's my kid asks Santa for beef sticks every year. This is how they roll.
Yeah, but just seeing the 2-year-older wander around with his method of opening up gifts, and just was amusing. Especially when he gets like tape stuck on himself and like people are trying to take it off, he's like, no. And then like he walks up to me and I'm like, do you want me to take the tape off? Everyone's like, no, he doesn't. And he like shoves his arm towards me like, take tape. And
my brother gave Lucas a very nice lightsaber toy for Christmas when it makes the noises and stuff. Very nice.
How much damage has he caused?
None yet.
So
it's early.
So the most important part of giving the gifts was I gave brother and sister-in-law some nice magnetic phone chargers. Niece, she's like 4 and she's decided she loves pop figures, so I found ones that she'd like. Nephew,
that's not surprising.
Nephew, a tiny Ninja Turtle plush and a giant plush of, I don't watch the show, but apparently kids like it, Bluey.
Yep.
It's a giant plush that I guess sings and dances. Because different people were going to be show up throughout the day, like their grandparents from sister-in-law's side, they were like opening them in batches, and he fell asleep before opening that one, so I didn't see it. But apparently, shortly after I was gone, he woke up and just been walking around playing that thing as loud as possible, which is the best gift of all, a loud thing that I didn't have to hear.
That's what you give your brothers and sisters when you're an adult for their kids.
Yes.
Is you give them the noisiest crap. It's a contest.
No, are you ready?
The present we gave to my nephew is just the most annoying thing in the world.
See, here's the important thing.
And the rest of the night, he was walking around with it and was just like so happy that my brother has to deal with that for the foreseeable future.
Here's the most important part about mine, though. When I saw the thing, I had texted my sister-in-law going, does he like this show? This thing seems nice. And she's like, yeah, he'd probably like it. Mm-hmm. So I got permission first, so no one can even be mad.
People, that's usually that's the nicest way to undermine it, like have that nice Trojan horse thing. Hey, is something from this show okay?
No, I specifically said, this is a giant plush thing that apparently sings and dances. I'm not sure how accurate that statement is, but I was very clear it made noise.
Bluey's a good show, and the theme song's catchy enough. If it's the theme song, it's like, okay, I'm down.
How was your Crimbus? How was your Crimbus, Dev? Minus being run over by family.
It kind of sucked because I had worked like all day from 7 a.m. dealing with absolutely crazy unhinged customers. Then I went home, tried to take a nap, got woken up to wrap everyone else's presents, and then went to a very loud place where there were lots of people yelling. And then I got ran over by a car.
Dev, you got run over by your father.
We really do.
They were already singing that.
Okay, good.
Yes, we need to
low-hanging fruit there.
We need to specify. We are allowed to laugh because Dev is okay, And immediately after it happened, she's fucking texting us, telling us she got hit by. What was the exact 1 sec? I want to see the exact text.
Did I send a picture of like my
No.
shoes covered in like tire treads?
No, but literally,
Oh, okay.
the exact text Dev sent us initially. For the next episode, we can make more jokes about Isekai because Truck-kun dragged my leg under the back wheels.
Yeah.
Jeez. You just sent us the image on the chat.
That is
definitely. We were talking
Yeah.
about this before the show.
That's an advertisement for those
Definitely.
boots.
The fact that you were unharmed by that is a huge testimony to those boots.
Yes.
And we need to sell
Yeah,
those.
my knees actually hurt a lot more than my ankle does.
Yeah.
Because that went in directions that it should not have gone in.
Rest
It
is
should.
best
Like,
you can.
that's what should happen when you get hit, when you get run over by a car.
Okay,
It should hurt more. We
Here's
are very happy you're okay.
yes. Here's
Yeah,
an interesting
but at
one.
least I was entertained by small children getting completely blown in their minds by the presents that I picked out.
Here's an. Oh, any presents you want to point out?
I got my brother's girlfriend's son, who is 6 years old, a Pokemon Battle Academy card game starter kit, and he got so excited he started yelling his own name.
Oh, that's okay. Lucas got that a year or two ago. Has not gotten that excited, but he does beg me to play that every so often, which I indulge him once in a while, but I'm not that into the Pokemon card game.
It's like he's the same age as my tiniest niece, so I'm kind of hoping that his excitement for Pokemon will infect her, so that makes it easier to get her presents.
Yeah. Oh yeah, if a kid likes
the older one
Pokemon,
is a lost
that's
cause.
easy. Yeah.
See, that's the thing is I got another starter deck for the Digimon card game, so now I have 2 starter decks, and that means I actually have to learn how to play the Digimon card game. So, good luck.
You should use that training app.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay, good question from Jackie. Outside of the main Digimon singers, which singers are best at resonating the theme of Digimon or specifically seem the most compatible? I think the issue here is I think we mostly remember the names of the recurring people. Because, like, who would you, like, because there are people who have done big ones who aren't necessarily
people
people
cheat and say the guy who did the opening for the reboot.
Well, here's the thing. He was doing shit as far back as the early games and Tamers. So doesn't he count as main if he's been doing Digimon music on and off? He did stuff for Tamers for the Digimon World games. He was in Cross Wars.
I guess, but I don't know his name, so I don't count it as main.
But then, like, would Michihiko Oda count as main? He didn't sing a lot, but he certainly did.
Yeah, that one's borderline.
But, like, when you think of the actual songs that he sung, how many did he actually?
It's like
I think
2 or 3.
Yeah, I think it's actually just 2. He sung Slash.
Yeah, Slashy, I know.
I think he helped sing one version of 3 Primary Colors. And I think
really?
I think that here's the thing, he composed quite a bit. But for actual singing, he's done very little. But I think if you know Japanese Digimon music, you know Michihiko Oda to some degree.
Yeah.
So I guess he's the cheat answer because he's only sung 1 or 2 songs. He composed a lot though. Let's see. I think this next one's too long and we have to save it for next time for that one. This one makes more sense. Now that the year's actually ending, how do you think Digimon for 2022? Lots of stuff, a show, we have a movie coming, a game finally fucking came out.
Digimon held its own this year.
Dorobon plushie.
Yes.
Yeah, it did. It held its own this year. I wouldn't say it was like incredibly bombastically amazing this year, but it held on just fine.
It was a full year. It was not necessarily a top tier year.
Yeah.
We did get Ghost Game plushes though, which was nice. And then, do we think Atmon will be in the card game? At some point, like, here's the thing. If the card game keeps going, at some point, everything will show up
Yeah, if it
I mean,
keeps
Digimon
going,
World 3 showed up.
Yeah. I will bring this up because this is where, God bless them, people on social media are stupid. People noticed the EX04 Japanese survey asked, "What Digimon anime have you seen?" And Atmon was on the list of people going, "Atmon's going to show up in the card game," or "If we vote for it, Atmon will show up in the card game." That question shows up in so many fucking polls, and Atmon is always there. That's
yeah,
not what that is.
that sort of stuff. Atmon's always there.
Yeah.
It's getting invited to the cool extra stuff that
Yeah.
we need to see more of.
Oh, okay, that's a good one. Uh, Someone pointed out a Leviathan model kit.
Ooh.
You just need to get a model kit of a jet and then paint it black
Oh god.
and put a dragon head on and be like, "This is Leviathan amplified." No, it's not just a stealth jet with a dragon head. Um, and then someone wants to know any special food or drinks that we're gonna be having on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day.
I
I'm in
might make some
Minnesota,
Rice
so
Krispie
no.
treats.
I didn't hear what Dev said.
I might make some Rice Krispie treats.
Somewhere between stuffed mushrooms and just having chip with dip. Not sure which. Or both.
Yeah, I'm in Minnesota. I won't have anything special.
I'll just forage for whatever in the house, really.
That's usually what I do when I'm in Minnesota. Is just try to
Forage.
desperately forage. Yeah.
Yeah. And then let's see. Ian, regarding the cover stuff, we're not talking about that. There was one song that he did do some singing on early. I just don't remember which it is. It apparently wasn't 3 primary covers because Ian's mentioning his cover album. Would we like a Cardmon model kit? I feel like I'd want a more interesting Atmon than that, to be honest. I don't need the flat Cardmon model kit. I understand why it
Yeah.
might be an interesting choice. I feel like that's more like you want an acrylic stand with feet.
I don't understand why that would be an interesting choice for a model kit.
Oh, I can see it being an interesting choice. I don't see the point in doing it. Oh, the Digimon, not the Atmon. I don't remember what the fuck that fucker looks like. 1 second.
Is that
Cardmon.
another one that got both a
It
Digimon and
looks
an
like
Atmon?
it's like spheres
Oh, it's
surrounded
the
by
sphere
cards.
with the. See, here's the problem. You can buy that Digimon right now. Here's what you do: you buy a tennis ball, you get a Sharpie, and you can make that exact Digimon, and then you get some string and you put cards on it. That is a creepy looking
Oh,
motherfucker. Yeah, that
that
is.
is.
But like literally, that's a tennis ball.
Yeah.
I don't mean that in a mean way, but that if no matter what your level of being able to make stuff is, I can guarantee you can make something like one of these little fuckers. Just looking at these going, these are literally like someone took a baseball and only painted half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see. Did we miss any in chat? I don't think so. That is probably going to be it for the year for us. We will see. We will probably do a break next week based on what shows up over the next few days. You guys will know on Friday, realistically. If not, we'll see you in 2 weeks when Ghost Game is back after its hiatus. It has been an entertaining year for the podcast, I think. AR, what have you been up to, and are you going to be up to anything else?
I did something last week. So based on that question we had about the what game genre would be appropriate for Ghost Game, I went ahead and did a video game genre for every season of Digimon. And because I didn't do a video game genre for Ghost Game, I actually did include a video game genre for Ghost Game, which was, and I quote, "whatever the hell Ace Attorney and Danganronpa are."
Okay,
So
that's
you can look that up. That's on my Tumblr, firstagent.tumblr.com. So go
Dev.
there and go there and find out who got the 3D platformer.
I don't remember. I feel like I read this. I don't remember. I think 3 platformer was
Don't spoil it.
no, I'm not looking. I'm thinking. Was it? It wasn't. So I'm trying to think in my head. Savers? Or was Savers a fighting game?
No, Savers is Muso.
Oh, beat 'em up. Okay, yeah. Dev, what Wikimon article would you like people to read on this a couple days before the end of the year?
Frozomon.
That mother. It makes sense based on the end of the year.
We're all like that, aren't we?
Yeah.
It do be like that when you're not in California.
To be fair, I have 2 fans on, and I am actually sweating a bit.
Go to hell.
Also, my desk has ice water on it at the moment. Refreshing.
Some of
2 days ago, it was like 5 degrees as
Okay,
the high.
okay.
Some of my windows have ice on
Okay,
it.
okay. I should point out, I woke up at like 4 a.m. to head to my brother's place for Christmas. Do you know what the temperature was?
On
It's anything,
fire.
if it's anything positive, I'm jealous.
69 degrees.
That's not getting a nice from me. That's
Oh, it wasn't meant to.
not
It
happening.
wasn't meant to be a nice. It was legitimately that temperature, and literally, I was in a t-shirt and shorts.
That's not nice. That's a screw you.
Just to go from my front door to my car to go to work, I am wearing like 3 layers of goddamn heat tech thermals.
According to my computer, the temperature right now is 5.
Okay, wait. If I open up the weather on my computer, what does it say the temperature is where I am right now? Oh, it's a good old 60 degrees.
It's a perfectly balmy 19 here.
60 degrees with humidity, good air quality.
Nothing's on fire.
Oh, it may rain tomorrow with a temperature of 62.
That's the worst thing about Wisconsin is like, yeah, it's 5 right now. It could rain tomorrow,
Do you know what
and that's even worse.
Do you know what the temperature estimate was for today during the day? 80.
You.
Okay, we will catch you guys later. Thank you for listening to us today and for the whole year, and we will catch you sometime next year based on what bullshit they decide to throw at us for the last week of the year. It could be 2 weeks, it could be a week, and regardless of what it is, AR and Dev will watch something from the mystery box to comment on.
It'll be glorious.
When is that due?
Theoretically next week, if we have a show next week. If not, 2 weeks.
That's going to be difficult considering I am out of town from Thursday through Sunday.
You can show up Sunday night and watch a movie. We will catch you guys next time, whenever that is. Thanks for listening. Bye.
I
Bye.